Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Without further ado, welcome our guests, Mike Katz and Crispin Kott. All right. Okay. There are countless examples of Bay Area musicians making a profound impact on just like the overall genealogy of music history, right? So some examples of that would be like Spit Boy, right, having an influence on like the later like Riot Girl and feminist punk band wave, right? Etta James having like her singing techniques being influential for like Janis Joplin, Keith Richards, Diana Ross, Amy Winehouse, Sly Stone. I'm like very biased because I'm from Vallejo, so I'm gonna mention him a lot. So he pioneered funk and subsequent decades of soul and R&B, but a lot of people don't know sometimes that he also had a profound influence on like jazz fusion with Herbie Hancock, and Betty Davis played Sly's records for Miles, and that kind of started his electric period, right? So there's this profound impact on this genealogy of music history. Are there any music techniques or trends that were pioneered by Bay Area musicians that you would like to highlight?
Well, since you mentioned Sly Stone, it's important to point out that before he ever made records, he was a very successful record producer and DJ named Sylvester Stewart. And he produced all kinds of things, not just like R&B records. He produced pop albums. He did everything. So he was a highly sophisticated guy musically, and and was very much aware of the Bay Area's history in R&B, which goes back much further than people realize. It goes back almost to the turn of the century, and so yeah, when he had this idea about let's merge these things together, it felt revolutionary to a lot of people, but I think it was just a natural progression of all of the things that he had been working on for all of those years, and yes, it was incredibly influential. Beyond Sly Stone, I mean, you mentioned Janis Joplin. Yeah. I'll also throw Jefferson Airplane and Grace Slick in there, two of the first women to front like legit rock bands, Big Brother and the Holding Company and Jefferson Airplane.
Big Brother, Holding Company's up there with Grateful Dead, and then Airplane over there. Yeah. So.
And it's worth pointing out that that sort of came from everybody who was in that sort of classic rock period in San Francisco emerged from the folk scene, really, including all the guys in Jefferson Airplane, as well as Janis Joplin, Grateful Dead, Quicksilver Messenger Service, anybody that you want to name. They all came up through this sort of collegiate folk circuit, played all the colleges and things around here. Everybody knew everybody else. And so for them, the idea of having like a woman fronting a rock band was a natural progression of everything they had done. It wasn't so much that they were trying to make a big statement, but it became one. And it's actually a trend that took several years really to catch on, this idea of women leading rock bands, but Big Brother and Jefferson Airplane kind of led the way in that area.
Around that time too, Sly and the Family Stone and Santana were bands that kind of brought integration. There were a lot of people from different races and in these bands, and that was kind of not the norm yet. And so you have to give them a lot of credit for that too. Yeah. The scene was kind of open to that in a way that it might not have been elsewhere.
Yeah. Very true.